Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Agueda, City of Umbrellas. This is designed by Dustin Dobson, Milan Zivkovic, and it is published by 21st Century Games. But before we talk about this wonderful game, we just want to remind you to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see all our videos as they come out. Okay. Ryan.
All right, so apparently in Portugal there is a town called Agueda. We tried looking up how to pronounce this, and there was actually different ways.
Yeah.
So if you are from Portugal or speak Portuguese or know about this town, put in the comments below what the correct pronunciation is.
Phonetically, please.
Yes. All right, so apparently in these roads, there's some of these roads in the city, they just have these arrangement of colorful umbrellas all over the streets. And so you're just walking underneath these colorful umbrellas, the sun is shining through, and it just looks super colorful and beautiful. So that's the theme of this game. You're going to be drafting these umbrellas, putting them on your own board, making these murals as well that are also all about these umbrellas. I'll give you a quick overview of how to play. All right, here is our main board set up. We've got all our umbrellas over here that we're going to be drafting. Those are all going to come from our bag full of umbrellas. We've got our bank, which is where we're going to get our money. We also have our score track along the bottom here. And then also we have our different scoring opportunities that we're going to get from those various cards. We're going to randomly shuffle out 2 of these from this deck. There's a whole bunch of different scoring opportunities. You're going to shuffle up 2 of them, put them out there, and there's always one that's going to over there to kind of score the remainder of the umbrella colors. This particular one says, if you have an even number of umbrellas in this color on your board, you're going to get 1 point for each. This one over here says, score 1 point for each column that has 3 different colored umbrellas, with one of those umbrellas being, in this case, yellow. So basically we're going to deal out 2 of these cards, and then we're going to randomly put these umbrella colors on there, so that way they have a certain color applied to them, and all the rest of the colors go over here. Basically at the end of the game, for all these leftover colors, you're going to add up all of those colors of umbrellas on your personal player board. Basically you're going to get 1 point for every 2 of the umbrellas of those colors. When you're drafting from this board, what you're going to do is you're going to take 1 diagonal's worth of umbrellas. If you take 3 umbrellas as a result of the diagonal, you have to pay $1 from your bank into the supply. If you take only 1 umbrella because of a diagonal, you're going to gain $1. So for instance, on my turn, if I take these 3, it shows there that I have to pay $1. Then everything's going to kind of slide over, and we're going to repopulate the board from a bag in order to fill up those blank spots. So that's how the main board works. Now let me show you the personal player boards. Alright, so this is our personal player board. This is where we're going to be putting our umbrellas once we draft them. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to choose one of these rows, and we're going to place all the umbrellas that we drafted that turn in that row. Then we're going to get a chance to see if we've painted a little section of our mural, and have a scoring opportunity as well. So based off the example that I showed you with the main board, we drafted these 3 umbrellas. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them into one of these 3 rows. What we're trying to do is we're trying to match up colors along with these mural pieces over here. So we'd want a blue or a green to end up here or here in order to paint this mural. We would want either a yellow or a red to be here or here. And then on top of that, we're going to have a scoring opportunity where we're going to take one of our meeples who's going to take pictures. So let's go ahead and do this top row here. We've got 3, so let's go green, yellow, and blue. So what happened is we just hit our blue on that paintbrush. So what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to flip over our blue mural piece. At the end of the game, the more murals you flipped over, the more points you're going to get, and that's shown here as well. All right, the last thing you're going to do on your turn is you're going to kind of deploy these meeples out there. Those are your tourists. You're going to send them out there either by themselves to go after one color, or 2 of them at a time to go after 2 colors, or what you can do is you can pick them all up and kind of reset them on the board and rotate around your board over here. So we want both green and blue to be in this row. So in order for us to score both of them, we would need to place 2 meeples there. Let's go ahead and place 2 meeples out there. We now have a blue and a green. We're going to count up all the blues and greens in this row, get 1 point per each, and we're going to score that on our main board. So in this case, we get 2 points, which is great. Maybe on the next turn, we draft a purple and a red down here. What we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to flip over this purple mural piece. Then also we can send a meeple down here to score just our one color, in this case it's purple, and we would get 1 point. On a future turn, because now all of our meeples are out there, we need to take a break. We need to send them back to the top. So on our next turn, what we'd do is we'd go on a break. We'd put them at the top here, but then all these colors would shift down. That way, each time we score, we're scoring a little bit differently. The mural does not change, however, so we're still going for a green at the top, a yellow and red over in the middle, an orange at the bottom, even though these tiles have shifted. The game is going to end once one player has filled up their entire board. At that point, every other player is going to get one last turn. you're going to total all the points that you've gathered all together. So you've gotten points throughout the game by using these tourists, but then also you're going to add up all of your mural pieces. If you've only filled 4 of your murals, you're going to get 2 points. 5 is worth 4 points. If you flipped over all 6 pieces of your mural, you're going to get 6 points. Also, we're going to have those scoring parameters that are on the cards. We're going to score those as well. And then lastly, any empty space you have on your board is worth -1 point. We're going to add all that up, and whoever has the most points wins the game.
I really like the variety of scoring, but specifically how you have these 2 special scorings and you put the colors on there so that those are going to score specially, but the rest of the umbrellas are always going to score. So whatever combination, some cards have more than 2 umbrellas you put on them, but the rest of the umbrellas are going to score. You're just going to add that up and then divide by 2, and that's your score. So I like that everything you're drafting has a scoring potential, whether it's for the special objectives or just like the end, how many umbrellas that you can get. Also, you get negative if you don't fill your board, so they kind of save you 2 ways that way. But I just like how it's not like you're... If things aren't coming out the way that you want, it's not like you're completely screwed. You're still going to have an opportunity to score those umbrellas.
All right, for me, the hook of this game is the way that you draft your umbrellas. There's that umbrella board, and you choose one of those diagonals, and you take all the umbrellas in that diagonal. If you take one that has 3 umbrellas, that's your most bang for your buck, but you actually have to pay a buck. You have to pay a coin in order to do that. But if you only take 1 at a time, you actually get a coin back. And if you take 2, it's free. And the way that they kind of all shift over when you're done, so the turns just kind of keep on flowing really nicely, it kind of repopulates, and every turn you have new choices of new colors of umbrellas that you're going to be drafting from. What a smooth, cool drafting mechanism that's just so simple but so elegant. I don't know. That's the hook for me. I love that part of this game.
I like that you could take a break and bring all of your tourists back to their starting positions. But what ends up happening is you have to rotate all of the scoring parameters. And oh my gosh, it's so crazy how much that affects the game because you're only going to score for what's in there. But if you need to get a certain umbrella to stand on a certain thing in order to unlock part of your mural, when you shift that, you might totally screw yourself from not being able to do that anymore. And that definitely happened to me multiple times. But it wasn't like I didn't feel like the game got one on me. That was due to my poor planning. But it's just interesting how that shifts, and you might even just forfeit so you can shift again, so you can open something up in the mural. And I just really liked how that just a simple like shift of the tiles really made a difference in the game.
I like how this game just looks on the table. This is not a boring-looking game.
Yeah.
There is these gorgeous, kind of umbrellas popping up off the table everywhere. On your own board, you have all the umbrellas laid out. You have the mural that you're flipping over, and that's super, super colorful and pretty as well. Everything about this game is just loud and full of color and just very exciting visually. And we were a little worried at first, like the player colors might interfere with the bits on the board because they had some close similarities, but they never interacted with one another, so there was never any guesswork. And even there was a little bit of, colorblind friendly kind of symbols on the umbrellas as well. So if that was a problem, that was all solved as well. So, I mean, they just did a great job of just making this such a loud, explosive, colorful game that still all worked functionally as well.
Yeah, the game was pretty well balanced, like super well balanced, but because of that, I was able to find the only thing that really frustrated me in this game, and that was the tiebreakers. I personally don't like it in games when a tiebreaker that's used is something that was also used for scoring, and that's what happened in this game. A parameter that's used for scoring is then used for the tiebreaker, and I just want you to use something else because you already used that for scoring. So give me something else that you're using for the tiebreaker. Very minor thing, and maybe you'll never come against that, but I felt like the game is pretty well balanced, so I bet you will come against that because it was pretty competitive for everybody. But overall, I liked it. It was very pleasant and, I don't know, like sweet kind of, even though there could be some hate drafting going on because all the objectives are open. Everybody's going for the same thing. You don't have any hidden objectives that you personally are trying to go for on your board. Everybody is trying to go for the same things. So you might see what other people are doing on their boards and try to prevent them from being able to get something. And they might do the same to you. So there might be a little bit of hate drafting happening here. Honestly, not that big of a deal because everything gets replenished so often. You're definitely going to have the opportunity to get what you need. Really enjoyed it.
This game was actually a lot lighter than I expected. the box was so big, it was actually physically heavy.
Yeah.
And I was like, this game is going to be intense. There's a ton of stuff in this game. But really, it's all just stuff that you're drawing out of the bag and filling out. So it was a lot lighter than I expected. And for that reason, this is a instant kind of hit for our family, family weight style, but it's at the same time not something that I'm probably going to bring out with like my core gamer friends. I'm not going to bring us to game night. It's not like a meat and potatoes style game that I kind of thought that it might have been. That's a diss to the game at all. It's just saying you want the right audience for the right game, so that way everyone has a maximum enjoyment of it. And this is definitely in the family weight style. This is something that we're going to play with our family over and over.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us in all of these places.
You guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.